Reproductive Narratives is a practice-based biohacking research dwelling on micro-performative strategies for the invention of new molecular sensibilities. The project is deriving from a discourse that the conception of gender as an organizing principle in our society was necessary for the appearance and development of pharmacological normalization and transformation of human and animal reproductive representation. And as our visible body is only one of the parameters of our subjectivity, our internal bodies serve as giant laboratories for surgical, endocrinological, and genetic techniques. So, as a point of departure, Gjino and I have been posing a question: how to turn pharmacological and biomedical hegemony upside down. And a dialogue drove us toward a following conclusion. We decided to form a strategic alliance in which we use our hormones as agents in employing the pharmacological and technological tools for non-invasive biotechnologies. Then we saw the window of opportunity to address this subject in an article published by the Shanghai Jiaotong University and their collaborators in China with the title Differentiation of Human Menstrual Blood-Derived Endometrial Mesenchymal Stem Cells into Oocyte-Like cells. We immediately understood that endometrial mesenchymal stem cells derived from a menstrual blood and differentiated into oocyte-like cells have the huge potential to represent an in vitro system for the investigation of human folliculogenesis without submitting to an IVF procedure. As menstruation in our culture, in our society, is mostly perceived as this phantasmatic and molecular wonder with the potential to be transformed into capital, menopausal transition, through which I'm going at the moment, on the other hand, induces my non-fertile body as a biopower prosthesis. I therefore understand the act of technologically producing my own reproductive cells from my last menstrual blood collections outside of my body as the one that disrupts the power relationship between the subject, who is usually an IVF doctor, biotechnologist, gynecologist, and the object of representation, who is a female patient approached through her reproductive system, while her individual subjectivity is not important. So, the reproductive cell is therefore an ontological catalyst, making explicit agency that wouldn't be able to emerge any other way.
During the Reproductive Narratives Residency produced by Kersnikova Institute under the EU program Creatures Framework, Maja and I went to execute our ideas at Institute Biotechnological Laboratory in Zagreb, Croatia. Using Chinese research paper as a starting point, we went to extract mesenchymal stem cells from period blood that Maja collected continuously for 2 years before she went into menopause. Then, using DIY biohacking methodologies, we went to try epigenetic reprogramming of the collected stem cells into oocyte-like cells that could hopefully be used instead of regular oocytes in classical and different forms of human reproduction. To do so, in comparison to Chinese protocol which used real human follicular fluid collected as a leftover during IVF procedures, we went to design our own do-it-yourself analog of hormonal cocktails. We tried different DIY mix of commercially available hormones and bioreagents as well as truly do-it-yourself hormonal mix made from Maja's own hormones extracted from her menopausal urine. Menopausal urine is rich in necessary hormones which are utilized by pharmaceutical companies to produce reagents that are given during standard IVF procedure to release egg cells. Preliminary results we got are intriguing, and they demonstrate the premise that affordable techniques could be used for non-invasive alternative to in vitro fertilization for oocyte cells production. The goal of our project is to open doors to less invasive and intrusive affordable techniques for production of oocytes and reproduction, an alternative to institutional IVF services. The narrative hopes to open door to possibilities for reproduction to infertile and postmenopausal women, as well as alternative forms of reproduction. It seeks to give control to individuals over their own selves, reproductive freedoms, and rights to reproduce. The end objective of this project is to compose and execute science and art do-it-yourself workshop format for retelling this IVF narrative by dealing with the subject of post-reproductive body. Through this methodology, we seek to raise awareness and boost sensibilities and scientific literacy in citizens of all age to IVF methodologies intrusive to female body. Through such open-ended format, one can engage and interact with citizens of all age through dialogue, which is really important, that enables exchange of knowledge, as well as co-development of open questions and their answers, of course. So we are very much looking forward to the autumn when the workshop will take place in Ljubljana. Stay tuned.